So there's that. Three, two, one.
Hello, guys, and welcome to the first episode of We Know Ball. It's going to be kind of a podcast about just sports in general. We're either going to do football, soccer, basketball, maybe, who knows, whatever you guys want to
Golf!
see. And we're just going to talk. Nice little conversation. I'm Bobby. I have my co host here. We have JJ.
JJ.
There we go. And we got Joe here in the bottom.
How's it going? I'm Joe. We do have a fourth
All right,
host,
awesome.
but
So,
he's
He's not here today.
he's not here, yeah. But you guys will meet him eventually. That's for the future, though. So, yeah, the first thing we kind of want to talk about. How's you guys' day? Let's start off with that. Is everybody doing great today?
Yeah, Joe, you want to start today?
My day, I mean, it's pretty good. Just basic day. I haven't done too much. Started watching One Piece, so I haven't touched grass in 2 weeks.
Ooh,
Good man. All right.
good man,
Then we'll
good
go to
man.
my day.
Are you talking about like the new show?
I started with the live action and started watching the anime, so now about 400 episodes in of 1,000.
Oh, free? Oh, Joe, you
That's
started
so
2 weeks
crazy.
ago.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's been more than 2 weeks now. It's been like a month, maybe two.
Yeah, Joe, it's been a
That's
month.
so
400
crazy.
episodes in.
It's great. All right. How about
Fair
you,
enough.
JJ?
Fair enough. All right. Anyways, my day's been pretty solid. I woke up, went to work. That type of thing. I had to open today. Clean some sound. I was just in the back all day today, so I didn't really get to talk a lot. So I'm kind of energetic right now. And then I picked up Juliet. She's in the back right now. It's girlfriend right there. Anyways, Bobby, how's your day been?
Pretty good. I mean, I woke up. What did I do? I didn't really do much. I just kind of did a little bit of like chores. Went to the store, got some stuff, and then I had class, which wasn't very fun.
I know.
That's
You know
not
why?
well.
But it was just math. Wasn't too bad. But yeah,
Fair
now
enough.
we're having a much better time. I gotta say, math sucks. For you guys that are in college, you should know, man. Math.
Colorado,
I don't
nice
know.
kicker.
Anyways, so yeah. How's you guys' fantasy football teams doing? I mean, I know a lot of people here are watching for football or other things. Fantasy football is a big part of that. So, how are you guys doing? How are we feeling after week 4?
Week 4.
How are we feeling over week 4? Joe,
I
you
want-
start.
I mean, considering I am top of our league, I feel like it's only right for me to start.
All right,
Yeah, fair enough.
Drafted
fair enough.
all right,
from
pal.
the number one place, number one
That's
spot.
right, number one.
Pretty good team so
Look.
far.
Look,
Big players. I got Justin Jefferson, consistency.
big player.
Keenan Allen, he's been
Talk
popping
about
off. Josh Allen, some weeks he's been
He's a
decent,
bum.
some weeks he's been good.
Good one.
Josh Jacobs, hopefully starting to come into his what's the word?
Domain.
Come into his domain.
His own,
come
his
to
domain.
potential for the year.
Form.
Being the number 3 last
Yeah.
season, was expecting a lot from him, and then I took Jahmyr Gibbs in the 5th round, and the 4th round, and that was not. That's been depressing.
That's been
Fair
yeah,
enough.
That's been very
something else.
depressing.
I think that's just kind of like coaching. I feel like that's also what's going to happen with Jameson Williams. That's just kind of how like the Lions operate. That each player has their own like what do you call it? Like this their own like little like pocket of what they're supposed to do in the offense. It's not really score touchdowns. It's just like efficiency. So
Yeah, but
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Considering trade, what did they trade for him? Actually, what did they trade for?
They traded up quite a. I mean, not too much, but quite a bit to get up to. I think number 12,
What
number
was
12 to
it?
pick him.
They traded the number for. They traded from. Let me see. I'm trying to look right here. Second round. They traded back from 6 to 12, and I think from 6 to 12, it was like they could have gotten a really good defensive player. Yeah,
Yeah.
really good defensive, but they took Gibbs
Yeah.
instead, which is. I don't know. If you trade up or trade specifically to get him, I kind of expect him to have more, and a bigger impact on.
But at the same time, he's a running back. You don't really want to add tread to his tires. They don't have a long, which at right now is controversial because it's just kind of like running backs want to get paid, but they're not really getting paid at the moment because they don't last very long in the league.
I guess I don't know, but then you also like talking about you don't want to put too much tread on the tires, but then you have someone Demont coming back from injury, from a thigh
I
injury.
guess, but he's a bit older. He has that
Instantly chuck him
experience. He
into
can kind
the.
of help Jameer. I don't know. That's a tough decision. I guess that's where coaching comes in.
All right, but
Depends on the coach.
that's how my fantasy's going. How about you, JJ? How's your fantasy?
How's my fantasy going? As the most prominent trader in this entire group right here, it's been interesting. It's been interesting.
Every
A lot of ups and downs. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie though. As the person who has like the least football knowledge and anyone in this call by like literally like a long mile, I don't think my team's doing bad by any means. Being third in the league in a 10-man league and in this entire like league type of thing, I want to say I have like probably not the least amount of ball knowledge. I'll probably be ET or Gabe, but like lower on the list type of thing. I definitely say, and in that regard type of thing. Football isn't my main sport, and being fourth, actually, sorry, fourth. I was third, but Gabe took that. I'll be taking it back after this week, after I beat Bobby.
No, you're not
And
beating
then
me, bro. You're not
after I
beating me.
beat Bobby, I'll be taking number 4 back because you all know Gabe's gonna lose this week. Sorry, Gabe. It's gotta be that way.
Who's Gabe playing actually?
Who's he playing?
Gabe's got gooted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
50-50 on that. It really just depends on. I don't even know. He doesn't have Eckler though. Still.
Eckler, and he also has Cup on the bench as like IR. If Cup comes back and he has Eckler and McCaffrey,
I'm just saying, Guda's team, man, it's actually looking like once Eckler comes back and Cup comes back.
Late season.
No, he's gonna pop off. Sure. He's gonna pop off in playoffs.
But that's the thing if Cup comes back because it's not like 100% confirmed.
I thought he was coming off IR.
But he might still be injured.
I guess that's true, but
he could just come back for a game and injure it again. Yeah, hamstring injuries they linger for quite some time.
Oh yeah. As you saw at the beginning, before even the first game type of thing, injured again. Anyways, I mean my team's looking pretty good though. I mean I have AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, so it's like those two right there finna cause some trouble, and then Etienne, and then I have the number 1 fantasy QB right now, Justin Herbert. Though he's on a bye, so I have to sub in Jared Goff, but like whatever.
I don't know because think about it. Herbert also he got his finger got hurt in the last game.
Yeah, his finger did get hurt in the last game.
He couldn't take snaps under center. That's what I was hearing a lot of.
Yeah,
he couldn't take snaps under center.
I did watch the game, and definitely afterwards, everything like the Chargers had the game by like a long shot, and then after the injury, obviously like he dropped off. Maybe not a long shot, but I felt like momentum was definitely in their favor.
The Raiders did come down, however long, and almost punch it in. It's just
but I felt like the Chargers had momentum at that point.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then, like once that happened, type of thing, you could definitely see that it was started to shift back. Herbert, he's not the toughest QB, but
All right, and then we go to Bobby.
Hey, Bobby, how's your team looking?
Yeah, my team. I mean, honestly, I'm happy where I am. 3-1, but I have been so unlucky with injuries. It's pretty ridiculous. My team is looking really suspect. Honestly, I'm not super comfortable with my team.
Bro, from 10th pick.
Yeah, no,
and then your number 1 pick got injured.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I had Nick Chubb injured. Had traded for Saquon, got injured. Should be coming back, but you never even know.
Anyways.
Yeah, I traded him away. I was not dealing with that.
Injured.
I was high on Calvin Ridley. Hasn't really looked that good. Dallas Goedert was supposed to be really good tight end. Has done absolutely nothing. Really, no tight ends have, to be honest.
Waivers though, you got Puka.
Yeah, I got Puka, which was nice. I have Brandon Ayuk, who I got Alvin Kamara. Now he came back and he did really good game 1. I got Devon He doesn't want his name to be pronounced A-Chain. It's like A-Kane or Aiken or something like that. Aiken, yeah.
You got him.
So I got Devon Aiken. I had Trevor Lawrence, who is a bum. He's a bum, and I traded him for Jordan Love, at least fantasy-wise. In real life, Trevor Lawrence played really good last year. This year, he's been kind of mid. But Jordan Love's been playing pretty good, so I got him now.
So surprised he accepted.
Yeah, I am too.
Didn't he drop Trevor Lawrence?
Did he?
No, he still has.
No, I thought he did. Maybe I'm wrong.
Just recently?
Like just like today.
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. Okay, then he dropped somebody else. Then
I did it. I actually wanted Romeo Dobbs. But you got him.
Yeah, me too. I wanted him just for trade backup. I'm not gonna lie. If he has another good week, then I'm definitely gonna sell him high.
I don't know. I've been thinking about selling high with like Godwin, especially because the last week. I was trying to fleece Miguel because he wanted him before. I offered him the same trade he gave me at the beginning of the year. He's like, Godwin's been doing so bad. And then Amari Cooper and Olave drop two stinkers in the last week. I'm like, oh, okay, I can totally Godwin for like Cooper. But then
see that's a bad trade in Miguel's eyes. But he was gonna do Mostert and Higbee for Kelsey. Then that's a good trade.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I forgot. I looked up what was it? I found this thing that lets you look at what is it? Fantasy football team. It
Trade
like looks at
value.
your league and looks like the power rankings team
Yeah.
wise. I just wanted to share some of this. It's pretty interesting. Some surprises, some not surprises. I want it to be known
Uh,
Miguel was originally number. I want to say he was number 2 or number
he
1.
was number 1, I thought.
He was, yeah. I think originally he was number
Yeah.
1. He now sits at number 10. He's the last person in the league
Yeah.
power wise. You got Buddy Bands, Buddy Bands, Gooded. I'm third. Gabe, JJ, you're fourth.
Okay.
Mike F
Oh,
one
I was at the bottom.
is sixth. ET's got seventh. Hunter's got 8. Bobby, you're actually ninth. Surprisingly, I don't think that's fair considering your team isn't bad. And it's funny how people
I
are
think it's
0 and
now, but
yeah,
I think it
0 and
happened
4
back
and 2 people are 1 and 3 ahead of you, despite you being 3 and 1.
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
your team
honestly.
isn't
I looked
performing,
at the
though.
beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, after the draft and stuff like that, I felt really good about my team, and I checked rankings. I was dead last. Like on everything that I was like just checking, like my team was just like projected to do the worst in the entire league. I don't know. I think even like the projections, even now for like this coming week, they like are projecting like Puka Nakua to only get 12 points. Like I don't think that's
Who's
very
he going
fair, just
against?
how he's been performing. Against Philly, which
That's
is
Philly.
fair, but I mean they also have.
AJ Brown gonna pop off, bro. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
but when they have CeeDee Lamb getting more points against San Francisco,
Okay, that
I
is kind of
mean,
surprising.
CD Lamb's their main guy.
Yeah, but San
I
Fran
don't
is the best team in the league.
I'm just saying that's gonna be
exactly. And
I think
Puka
the reason
Nakua
that
is
they keep his projection though is simply because of the fact that that's gonna be a competitive game, and competitive games like that, people
True,
tend to score high.
shootouts do go higher. Like yeah, Josh
Exactly.
Jacobs
So
dropped 30, almost 30
listen,
last week because
they're
of the
honestly
shootout.
you got the Cowboys offense, which has proven to be like a decent offense this year at least.
Dak
I mean,
Prescott
40-0 on anybody type of thing is remarkable. I don't know. It doesn't matter who it is, you know. And then so it's like, I mean, listen, I'm not sold on them. It's the Cowboys. I feel like they do this almost every single year. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's
But
just
like they do have people, you know.
it's like-
They want to run the ball.
Micah
They got
Parsons
Pollard.
is a
They want to throw the
beast,
ball. They got
bro.
CD
Micah
Lamb.
Parsons is a
Micah
beast.
Parsons has been on fire.
I mean,
All right.
he was throwing
Dude,
dots at
he-
Josh Dobbs, and you saw him dodge those.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think this season of all seasons might be the best. Not that it will happen, but the most possible that a non QB could win MVP.
Oh,
Christian McCaffrey
100%.
has been MVP caliber, and Micah Parsons as well. Just like on their respective teams, their most valuable player. So it's possible for like
Wait for
as
the
far
Jets
as
to come
league wide
back.
goes.
It makes me so sad because
No, the
like,
Jets. No.
Sauce Gardner.
I wish they never traded Christian McCaffrey. It's so sad considering.
Yeah.
Like, and I just want to. I don't know if I should go get it right now. I have really bad luck with my Panthers jerseys as well. I have Newton, who's gone. I have McCaffrey, who's gone. I have Brian Burns, who just changed his number, and if he doesn't re-sign in the free agency, he's gone. And then I think it was Jeremy Chin. I'm like, dude, please, Chin, do not leave. If you do, I have no Panthers jerseys that actually mean anything.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I had like a Brandon Marshall jersey for the Dolphins, and he like left for the Jets like the next year. It was
Yeah. Well, you know what I had? That's even
pretty bad
worse
luck.
than
That's
that?
why.
Don't say Zach was
No.
jersey.
No. I got a Mark Sanchez
No.
jersey, and then literally like a year later, the butt fumble came out, and Bobby would not ever let me live that down. That was probably the
Dude,
worst
that is
thing ever
funny.
I thought Sanchez was him.
Sanchez wasn't even
Like-
bad, bro.
I mean, while we're on the topic, why not sort of like give background as to our teams and everything?
Okay.
Might be a little
Okay.
bit. So I don't know who wants to go first.
Okay,
with
so
that.
I'll start. I'm a Dolphins fan, so right now after week 4, I'm a little disappointed. But I mean, we've been doing good, so I feel confident about the season in the whole.
Nah, you guys
No,
No.
Tua for MVP.
Oh. Anyways, going to me. I'm a Jets fan. We beat the Bills.
Week 1.
Just want to put that out there. You know. Anyways, I'm a Jets fan, and honestly, this past week, in my opinion, we should have beat the Chiefs. Simple. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we should have beat the Chiefs. But so like, we didn't, but it was a good game. And being that they're like the dynasty right now, whatever, I'm content with where we're at. I feel I see good things going forward.
No, you definitely have a lot of good qualities there.
Sauce Gardner.
bro. All right, and
Oh man, right there.
I
Oh,
am
PI specialist.
I am true. I am sad. Not sadly. I'm a Panthers fan. So had a few good years, and the last few years it's been downhill. Bryce Young looking a little shaky right now, but I believe he's a rookie getting adjusted. I think he has what it takes. I just think we either need to bring in more help for him, or if I don't like.
I mean, size is a genuine concern.
I don't think size
Like
is the
he just like
problem.
watching the games. Well, I just think watching the games, he gets bullied so easily. Like a
But
lot of like other QBs, like look at Anthony Richardson, who's another rookie QB. He is like these like
but
massive defensive linemen. He's standing up to them. You know what I mean?
compare the Colts O line to the Panthers, who's already
Okay,
already injured.
yeah, I'll
We
give you
have a
that.
guy
I'll
coming
give
off
you that.
IR now. Still don't we don't have like a big playmaker. Had to trade the one we had, DJ Moore, to get Bryce Young. And then like what we have
Yeah.
Thielen, DJ Chark, Chenault, Mingo, Marshall. Like those they're good. They can be good, but they're not like a Justin Jefferson or like a
They're not already
March.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
it's like,
they, they
well,
need time to
Thielen,
develop.
not even like develop. I guess other guys, but Thielen's like he's getting older.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Still
then
good though.
yeah.
are we just
He's not a guy that you can just like rely on as a rookie QB. You know.
are we just talking about just football for our favorite teams, or like everything in general?
To just football for
Well, I
now.
mean, we can go everything.
It's like
Well,
we'll come back to it.
you know, yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back.
We'll come back to it, especially.
Yeah.
Talking about football now, you know. Bobby, you want to segue
Yeah.
us into the next point real quick?
Yeah. So, speaking of favorite teams, my Dolphins. You know, how are we feeling about? Are we feeling like are they contenders? Could they possibly go to the Super Bowl playoffs? I think is definitely for sure, but Super Bowl possibly. Could they be the next big thing, or are they pretenders? You know, they just got pretty badly beat by the Bills. So, how are we feeling about that? Like, are they really going to be all that or no?
Uh,
Are you want based off every single week so far, or like the last week?
Just season in the whole. Let's go season in the whole, and then like we'll come back to like just last week.
Okay, here
All right.
I'll start. Listen, as much as I hate to say it as a Jets fan type of thing, the team is looking good offensively type of thing, and their defense. I feel like, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like their defense has some holes, right? I definitely do think that they're definite playoff contenders, and I think they can make it far into the playoffs. And I feel like they could go to the Super Bowl, but ideally, I don't see them winning it, if that makes sense. Only because there's so many offenses. Like, yeah, they scored 70 points against Denver Broncos, but then they also had 20 scored on them, is what I'm trying to say. You know, like there are some holes, you know, if that makes sense. Yeah, the game was a blowout.
Well,
But
I will
20
say,
points from Denver
in that Denver game, one of them was a kickoff return. So it was really only
Yeah.
13 offensive points by
and
Denver.
I'm sure that they were probably using a lot of backups too. So they were like 50 points up, you know, don't get me wrong. But
Okay, well, a
Still,
touchdown
you
was
know.
scored in the first quarter, another 6 points in the second, and then 7th in the fourth. So yeah, a touchdown was with sort of the backups or the B team,
Yeah.
if you would. But they did through the first and second. That's 13 points with their
yeah,
first team.
exactly. So I feel like
Mhm.
their offense is definitely something that every team should be scared of at this point in the
100%.
league, type of thing. But I feel like defensively there are some holes, and you guys do have good players. And who was it that was coming in like week 13 or something like that?
Oh, Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so like yeah, and so it's far away. Don't get me wrong, but you guys will have him for playoffs, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
in that regard, so maybe when he comes in, step things up a little bit for your defense. But I feel like right now that's the only thing about this team that's holding them back from like winning the Super Bowl.
I mean, I don't know, because like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at the games so far, the games they've won, you have the Chargers, who have been defensively. You've seen them sort of be
Yeah.
these sort of shootout sort of games, and the Raiders, who
Almost
haven't been
every
as
game.
good, the Vikings, who weren't as good. I don't know who else the Chargers have played, but
True.
that you have the Patriots, who they haven't been. They're definitely not the best. I think they're. Hold on, let me see. I think they're the lowest. No, they're tied with the Jets for the lowest. But you saw them get
Yeah.
smacked by the Cowboys. However bad. And then you have, what was it? Where was the other one? I just lost it. The Broncos, who are also were not the best team. Like the Bears almost. The Bears
Definitely not.
70. They got 70 dropped on them, and then you have the Bears, who almost beat them but led up to come back. I just think it's kind of potential, maybe a potential pretender, in the sense that like the first solid team that they faced
That's
in the
fair.
Bills, they sort of they
Folded.
crapped the bed, they folded there.
Yeah.
So I think as we get more and more games against solid players,
Yeah.
'cause what's their next one? Well, they have the Giants,
Giants and the Panthers.
which if they don't win those two games, I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Realistically, no,
Hmm.
realistically the Giants could go either way, I guess, because you saw like they got smacked by
Eh,
Cowboys, smacked by all the other teams, but then they also put that comeback against Arizona, which I guess you can say because
but it's
Arizona
Arizona, and I know Arizona's doing good this season, but they're not there. Arizona's not there.
and the Panthers. I don't know if they haven't gotten into the Panthers haven't gotten into the rhythm, then that should be a win for them. I could see it being close, and since like the Panthers games, the ones that they've lost so far, it was 21-13 a touchdown, 27-37. Yeah, I guess not as close. 20-17, which is a field goal, and then 10-24, which again, it's been either close games or not as close games. Like it's one or the other. So I feel like it's gonna fall in that crowd there. But that's my
Yeah.
opinion. They
Okay, yeah, I see that.
if
Yeah.
they
I
can
think
perform
I think
against
the two games. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
if they
Sorry,
can
I didn't mean to
perform
cut you
against
off there.
teams like okay, let's see. They have a somewhat easier schedule. Like compare looking at like teams that they've like the records of teams that they're scheduled to play now. Panthers losing record, Patriots losing record, Giants losing record, Raiders losing record, Jets currently losing record twice. They have to play them
Won't
twice
be.
as well. The Commanders
Won't be.
losing ish, like they're in that weird realm. I don't know because Commanders also did take the Eagles to overtime. You have the Titans, who if
The Commanders are looking good.
the last three games I think of their schedule against the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Bills, that will be those are going to be the if they can get through those games, I think with at least 2 wins of those three, they can be contenders. Same thing if they were to go in and beat the Chiefs, I think like they're on track to be contenders. But the Chiefs, they have 4 games that I think if they win at least 2 of those 4, they're contenders. If they don't win, if they lose more than 2, I don't see it them being full contenders for a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
My bad,
yeah.
5
The
games,
way I
5
see it
games.
is, I will agree. The defense is letting us down. Vic Fangio is supposed to be a huge hire, and so far his schemes just haven't been working. And I feel like a big issue is the linebackers, right? You see a lot of the top defenses, the best defenses, always have that Mike linebacker, that Ray Lewis, that guy. You know what I mean? Like you look at San Francisco, they have Warner, right? Fred Warner, yeah, that's his name. Fred Warner. He's a beast. You look at just some other teams like with their great middle linebacker, they're amazing. We don't have
Mhm.
that. We have Jerome Baker, David Long. They're okay, but they're not. They're
Yeah.
not that
It's a
guy,
hole in
and
the
I think
midfield.
that's a big issue. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think by the time we go into the Eagles, go into Philadelphia, we need to have our scheme and our defense figured out.
Yeah.
By then, we have 2 games in between. Then we have the Giants and Panthers. So if we could figure that out, if we could figure out the defense, I think they're contenders. So yeah, and I think they are a candidate to be a at the trade deadline getting a linebacker, possibly. Maybe a guy like Frankie Louvu. I think Frankie Louvu is a
Heck no,
pretty
no.
good player.
He's not leaving Carolina now, especially with Shaq Thompson injured. He's not leaving.
Probably not, but depending on how the Panthers see their season going, especially at 0-4 at the moment, I mean, they might want to sell somebody.
I don't know. I don't see him. I think
I don't.
he might have
It's a long
re-signed with
shot, I
Bo.
think.
Let me see. I
Oh, you
want.
know what? I think you're right. I
I
think you're
think he
right.
just re-signed or like signed in the summer. He signed another. Let me look up the contract real quick. I want to say he did re-sign. Yeah, 2022 February signed 2 year 9
Yep.
million. So
Two
that's
year,
another big
2 year,
year.
9 million. I
I think
think.
he can be another good one. That's like
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a
unless
possibility.
unless the Panthers are gonna get like a big wide receiver from it. I don't see it because that's what they need. They need a playmaker and like a wide receiver. With the Panthers, I've seen a lot about like Chase Claypool is someone that people want, but like I don't see him bringing as much. About Darnell
Mm,
Mooney,
mm-mm.
Mooney was one. T Higgins was another one. Devonte Adams, just because the Raiders aren't doing as good, but it's like if the Panthers are doing worse than the Raiders.
I could see Devontae Adams be getting traded, just not to the Panthers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like Panthers need somebody, and unless they're gonna get that somebody from a trade, I don't see them getting rid of someone like Luvu or like Brian Burns unless they get something big like giant. Nah.
Because they are more like pass rushers, which I guess we could need, but not really. We really need that Mike linebacker like Fred Warner or something.
Yeah.
But moving on from that, in the division, we have a few news points. I mean, we have J.C. Jackson being traded today. As we're filming this today,
Yeah.
what are we feeling from the Chargers to back to the Patriots? He played there before.
I mean,
So how are we thinking about that?
Listen, I feel like I'm gonna have the least amount of talking points about this since I don't like have a lot of back knowledge about like a lot of this stuff. So I'll start. I feel like for the Patriots, I feel like the Patriots need something like this. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, going from one team to another team back to your old team type of thing, like he already has like the history here, you know. So it's like he might actually fit in pretty well overall, and like I feel like this could be a good thing for the Patriots defense overall because like I don't know, like I mean going against like just seeing how like the Patriots have been type of thing, like they're missing stuff, they're missing a lot. So like he's just like one of the pieces that the Patriots are gonna need. I still don't see the Patriots like doing very well overall, but I mean who knows? Maybe next season or the season after, you know, they could be like another potential threat again, all starting from like this move today, you know.
I don't know because you look at J.C. Jackson, he was drafted by New England. I have it pulled up here. Drafted by New England, played 13 games first year, 16, 17. But last season for the Chargers, he played 5 games. So obviously he was hurt. And in those 5 games, no interceptions, 2 pass defended, 15 combined tackles, 12 solo. I don't know, 15 tackles, 12 of them solo, 3 combined. It's like, on the Chargers at least he wasn't as good. But you look at his form last year in New England. 17 games played, 8 interceptions, and with 9 the first year. One of those 8 being for a touchdown, a forced fumble. He was a big piece of that defense. With hold on, what
I think a lot of that is coaching. Because Bill Belichick has always created these great defenses and brought the best out of these defensive guys. You know.
I know, but looking at this, I'm sorry.
Staley isn't that. I don't think he's that great of a coach. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like him really as a coach. I don't like his schemes. I don't like the way he kind of makes his team run.
I mean,
offensively they're all right, but they have some good pieces on offense. So
they have Stevenson.
You know.
Mac Jones is not it, man. I'm telling you. Mac Jones is not it.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, because like going back to the 2021 season when he was on New England, they were 10-7. Not sure how. I can look at the games real quick. 10-7, beat the Jets, all that. The Jets, Eagles. No, Eagles they lost to. I'm not even on the right one. My bad. This is the wrong season.
Yeah, I was like, they were 10-7 like 2 years ago.
So it was 2021 is what I'm looking for.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know if that's 21 to 20 to 21, right? That's what it would be, or 21 to 22. Good. This is 20.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Here.
That's our host.
Yeah, so they lost to the Bills week 1.
Okay.
Lost to the Colts.
That.
But then they beat. That's the end of the season. I'm sorry. That's the end of the season.
We are not prepared for this conversation.
Not at all.
It's okay. We can
Good heavens.
Okay. We're gonna skip it. But just looking at that, they were 1 win behind the Bills that year to be top of the division. It's just if he can get back to that form. Obviously, I guess he's coming off of an injury on that year, coming back in the 2 games. He played 2 games so far this season. He's got 1 interception for 9 yards, 3 pass defended, 3 tackles. So, not horrible, like to start the season, especially with the interception. But if he can regain that form in New England, I think that'll make him better. It's not gonna boost him to the top of the division when you have the Dolphins and the Bills, who are 2 of the best teams in the AFC.
And the Jets.
When the Jets get over 4th place, get like 3rd place, I'll include them in that conversation.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, that's
especially when you have Mac Jones on the other side of the ball.
Honestly, I don't even want to necessarily blame Mac Jones though, because in reality, the receivers too aren't even like the greatest receivers. I mean, they have Juju, but like other than that, Devontae Parker,
isn't his knee gonna like explode? That's what someone said. And I think that's what a doctor said. He's like his
Yeah,
knee is
I
so
heard that. I
close.
heard that. I don't.
Like one
Was that
wrong
Juju?
thing. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was Juju. It was like one wrong
I,
thing,
I
and his
heard
knee
that.
is like done.
The freak. Listen, all I know is
I
that
did
like
hear something like that.
I mean, like I don't know. I've never been like the biggest Juju guy. Like I mean, dancing on the logos and stuff like that. Like I was like, oh snap, this man's kind of him. But like actual football wise type of thing, I don't know. It kind of just seemed like it was like 1 or 2 seasons, and then after
Yeah.
that, it was like whatever. But like overall, I feel like receiver wise, Patriots don't really have much. Like I mean, so like we could put the blame on the guy throwing the ball, but in reality, if the guys aren't catching the ball, it's not really the guy throwing the ball.
I mean, but then look at the game, the latest game. Didn't Mac? What did Mac Jones have? He got benched.
He got benched.
Two
Mac Jones got
interceptions.
benched.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he also had a fumble or two. But
Okay.
he was getting just completely just harassed by the defense.
I
The
think
Dolphins defense.
I think the Patriots honestly,
They need a lot of work.
as much as they want to contend, that J.C. Jackson trade probably wasn't the best move. I mean, they lost Christian Gonzalez for the rest of the season. I mean, he got a torn labrum, which is why I assume they're trading for J.C.
Probably.
Jackson. I I think I mean, as much as he is going to help you, he's not going to make you a contender. So I don't
Not
see
at all.
why now you're going to be taking on that contract.
Well, what did they
Taking on that contract for
Sorry.
it was a late round pick. It
Okay.
was.
I mean, even
Let
that
me
doesn't
see right here.
necessarily hurt to get rid
A
of him.
swap of late round picks.
Okay.
A swap of
Doesn't
late round
doesn't hurt
picks.
too much considering it's a swap. It's not like a
Yeah.
full.
Yeah, but you're taking on the contract,
How bad?
dude.
How big
And
is this contract?
J.C. Jackson has had it's a 5 year. Well, he's in the second year of a 5 year, like 50 or what is it, 50 million
Yeah, I see how that could. I see.
contract.
I get what you mean.
If I'm not too
Yeah, I got you right here. Okay, so now he's with the Patriots. So this year, it's really not going to be too much. Only 1.5 mil on the Patriots because they already paid 6 mil of it. But next year, the cap hit is 14.3 million. The year after that, 14 million, and then the year after that, 14.1 million.
Okay.
I
mean,
That's his cap hit
I'd be
over the
lying
next
if
3
I said
years. I mean,
understood all the
that's a
cap stuff.
decent amount.
I'd be
Oh,
lying
this is a
if I
good
said it.
amount.
So it does sound like a decent amount. I don't know. It's just whether or not it's worth it. If it puts them in that already tough division, if it takes them to there, and I don't know. I feel like if we wanna continue in that division, sort of, we can talk about the Jets and their sort of quarterback situation going on right now. Whether or not it's best for them to trade or bring somebody else in, or if Zach Wilson should be the guy to help them in through this season until Aaron Rodgers,
Listen.
if he comes back.
Listen, I don't know if you guys saw
I think
or
they
not.
keep Zach Wilson.
I don't know if you guys saw or not, but they actually did sign another QB.
Yeah, but who was it? Trevor Simeon?
Yeah, but
Yeah, Simeon, don't
no,
whatever.
he's not coming.
Get rid of him already. It's whatever. Backup QB, whatever. It's okay. Anyways, I think that the only reason we brought in Aaron Jones, like obviously we were looking at this season, but I think the main reason
Aaron
was
Jones.
Aaron
not,
Jones.
Aaron Rodgers,
Aaron Jones.
a
I
running
don't think
back.
Aaron Jones
Anyway,
is on
Aaron
that
Rodgers.
team yet.
Anyway, so I feel like the only reason we brought him in, the main reason at least, was to train Zach Wilson for the future. We still have Aaron Rodgers though to train Zach Wilson. It's not like just because Aaron Rodgers isn't playing doesn't mean we don't have him. You know, like he's still got the. I mean, obviously he doesn't have like the skill right now because he's injured, but like he still has like the mindset and everything like that to train this guy. And like you saw how he played against the Chiefs. Like the balls that man was okay, you saw how he played against the Bills, right? Not great. But after just being thrown in type of thing, not expecting to play type of thing, it wasn't horrible. Like I saw potential. And then you had the 2 games in between, whatever. But then the second Aaron Rodgers, keep in mind, that was the first game that Aaron Rodgers was back on this pitch, like on the sideline type of thing. The second Aaron Rodgers was back on that sideline, that man was throwing darts like I have never seen before. Like some of the throw, like don't get me wrong, the vision was a little bit not there. I'm not gonna lie. There was I remember one time, there was like a couple times that Onlin would be like way downfield, wide open. And he would just throw it to Garrett Wilson, type of thing, the main guy, type of thing. And he could have gone more yards, type of thing. The vision wasn't there. But the actual, accuracy and stuff like that, which we weren't seeing in the previous weeks, was there. And it's not like the vision wasn't there, Just saying, Zach Wilson, he's got a future at this point. There's future there. There's future.
I mean, I'm not sold on Zach Wilson. That's just personal.
Yeah, it's 1 week, I get it.
I just it is 1 week, but it is against the Chiefs, which was considering they're still they're the guys.
Yeah.
It's impressive if he does it again. maybe I'll gradually get on the train, the hype train. But for right now, I'm just not
Hmm.
sold. I don't see a
Yeah.
problem with them bringing in like a quarterback that actually could do like what's the right way of phrasing it? Someone who's actually established more, just to for the year to help out with Aaron Rodgers being out. I saw
Hmm.
what were the options? Like Cam Newton said something. Don't think that's don't
Oh,
think don't
Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick that
Yeah.
doesn't hasn't played football in how many years? But like someone who's actually played football before, who can actually
Yeah.
like help out. I wouldn't see a problem with it. Trevor Simeon, I'm looking at it here, 28, no, 20, 42 and 28 touchdown interceptions over from 2015 in the seventh round from the Broncos. Trying to see what teams he's played on, like how many times he played. Over those years he played,
He's a backup. He's not gonna.
but even
I'd rather keep
even in the
Zach
chances
Wilson.
he did
If you
get,
have that young guy.
that's college. Okay, is there a table? So he played one game, so 1 14, 11 1 6 2. In 2022 he played two games for Chicago with one touchdown, one interception. So it's like it's not that's not going to be their answer for this year. But I guess if they bring in someone like him, it kind of shows they're trusting Zach Wilson more. So maybe it's just like a thing of confidence and
No.
like, hey, you're the guy for right now. We still want you to learn, but like we think you can at least give us a chance this season. So
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think the reason they bought in Rodgers is because they believe that they can win now. They have the defense. Their defense really is pretty good. They have receivers. They have a decent O line. It's pretty decent. They brought in Aaron Rodgers because they needed a quarterback to win now, not to win in the future, which what Zach Wilson could be if he ends up being the guy. But that's for the future. Right now, that's not what they need. So I think with Aaron Rodgers out, I feel like they should keep Zach Wilson in, kind of use this as a building year for Zach Wilson. Come back next year with Aaron Rodgers and see what they believe they can win now with Aaron Rodgers, and then you still have that guy in Zach Wilson to play as your future quarterback. And because he's been kind of like a backup and not very good, you're not going to have to pay him a new like high contract for QBs. You know what I mean? It's going to be a decent contract. He's not going to be on that rookie deal, but it's not going to be too expensive either.
it's
I
not going
feel.
to be a Dan
Yeah.
Jones.
Let me add a little something,
Yeah.
just for reference. I'm sure you guys all saw, right? And maybe you didn't, and that's why I'm adding it, simply because there's also, we might have viewers out there who have not seen this, right? Now, obviously, the kid's got potential. You saw what he just did against the Chiefs. Like, yeah, it could be one. He might only have a performance like that one time this season, but it is proof that he can perform like that in the future. On top of that, though, that is the first time in Patrick Mahomes' entire career, college and NFL, that the opposing team QB completely outperformed him in every single statistic.
True.
Like every
Really?
single one. Interceptions, completions, passing yards, like every single one. Which is crazy to me, type of thing. That Zach Wilson was the guy. He was the first player to do that. Just to like show that he does have potential. Also, I don't know. I just feel like the Jets, like right now, I feel like they could potentially like wild card right now, And I feel like Zach Wilson, like if he keeps up a performance like this, like they could, like there is potential for this year, Obviously it's been 1 week and it's hard to like base off of like if he will bust or not in the future.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we keep up with like the Rodgers guidance like that we just had like in the previous week type of thing, there is potential for like future like this season. Now I'm not saying Super Bowl or anything like that. I don't think I don't know if they're that caliber. I feel like there's other teams that are way
Mhm.
like have much more like every single position is established. Like the Bills, for example. You look at every single position on the field, it's established. Whereas the Jets, they don't have 100% have that. But I do definitely think that there are some playoff teams that will be going to there are some teams going to the playoffs that the Jets will be better than.
Oh, 100%. That's everything though.
Yeah, so I feel like the only reason that's going to be their downside is simply the division that they're in. It's a tough division.
Yep.
Got the Bills and Dolphins right now.
Yep.
So
I just kind of want to pivot just really quick. Just kind of saw on my phone. Cooper Cup is back practicing today.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Um,
Interesting.
and kind of big news. I didn't even see that. Just because we if you guys don't know, we're on the East Coast. California is pretty far ahead of us, or I guess behind
I
us.
think
So
is it 3
just an hour
hours?
ago, he was back at practice. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but
So
they just kind of showed it an hour ago that he was practicing.
Okay.
yeah. So I
He's
saw I
practicing.
saw I
It's
saw that
limited, of
too.
course, but he's back.
Yeah, so I saw a little bit of that too. I saw that they were going to be taking him off IR, right? And that he will be like I saw this like while I was at work. I got a random notification that it was like rumored that he was going to be joining the practice squad again. But I'm pretty sure I also read that he could be like something about a 21 week or not 21 week, a 21 day period, so like a 3 week period type of thing. Where he could like potentially even like come back type of thing. So obviously, I don't think this week. Honestly, maybe not even next week, but probably like 3 weeks from now, we might have Cup back again. And I think that is what I read. I could be
Big
wrong.
news. That's big
Yeah,
news.
that is huge news.
Not good for Bobby with the
And they've been performing. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. That offense, even the number 2 receiver is going to perform. I mean,
Yeah, the only thing really
I'm
holding
okay
back the
with it. I
Rams, in
think.
my opinion, is that the defense is looking kind of whack.
That's fair.
Yeah, it hasn't looked the best. But that's
Yeah,
all
it
right.
doesn't look the best. I feel like they've let up a ton of passing yards, rushing yards, everything, every yard. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
So
if you want to talk about teams who should be good, who are like not looking the best, I mean, you got the Bengals there, and they're
Oh man.
they're a
Oh
horrible
man.
storm of a
yeah,
season
we
so
want to
far.
cover that real quickly. You want to look at the fractured rib on Higgins,
Oh, fractured
the
rib for
calf on
Higgins.
Dude,
Joe.
the
Joe,
Bengals. I don't know. I don't know what has happened with the Bengals, dude. Like
Joe,
they are just
They're
not
in
looking
shambles.
good at all.
Joe Burrow got that
At
bag and
all.
said, maybe I'll be a little bad this season.
Yeah, I don't know
Maybe
what
be a little
happened.
funny.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I just want. I need to look at this contract.
The only player that's actually like starting to like pick it up and actually start looking good as of right now, in my opinion, is Jamar Chase. Which I mean was expected from the beginning of the season, but everyone was expected to do good on that team.
Yeah.
But like I feel like Jamar Chase, like the past couple weeks, has started to get his like completions again. Whereas before, like Joe Burrow couldn't like throw the ball at all, type of thing.
True.
And I don't know, maybe it's just because he's like healing now from his calf injury type of thing. Maybe it's like now he's starting to get the completions a little more. But like I know like these first like few weeks he's been really struggling from that. So maybe in like the future, again, like he will pick it up. But like he is just coming back from an injury and it's still bothering him. So
Joe Burrow has a 5-year, $275 million contract.
That's money.
That's crazy.
They're stuck into that too. I mean, you can't get rid of him. His cap hit is so huge. There is no. The only potential out is in 2028, where the dead cap is 15 million, which
5 years though.
he would be 30. Yeah, well, yeah, but that's 2 years before his contract is supposed to end. So, I mean, still, that's so long from now. That's
this might be
it's
like
just crazy.
the biggest fall off of a team that I've seen in a long time.
I mean,
Never.
maybe it's just the year,
But honestly, it could just be the games. He is just coming off an injury type of thing.
Yeah, true.
The calf injury is still there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's still lingering too. It's not like it just went away. Like it's there. Like for example, when Cup comes back, I'm sure he's not going to be 100% when he first comes back.
Yeah.
Might take him a few games before he starts putting up 20 points again.
20 points. Oh no, not excited. Not excited for that.
Yeah, I drafted him round 1. Honestly, I don't regret giving him up though. I feel like the guy still gave me a ton, even if he was.
Yeah, but then you traded
healthy.
that. You traded that away.
Anyways.
I mean.
Yeah. I got a lot of value for all my trades except for like one of them, but still I got value on anything. So I'm chilling.
I mean.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a team just do so poorly, and honestly, I don't know why. Besides just injuries and Joe Burrow really just not playing well at all.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Despite like a calf
Jamar
injury type of thing, he still has a talent to just throw the ball.
What do you? What was his quote? I'm open. I'm always open. Not gonna say the full.
Yeah. Jamar Chase is very frustrated. I mean, it's going bad. Like
I bet
there's a point to where like a team does bad, yeah, but they still have that kind of camaraderie. It doesn't seem like they have that. Like they're going downhill, and it's just gonna keep going downhill because they're all at each other's throats. You know what I mean? So that locker room probably isn't very pretty right now.
Probably not at all.
Which is not good at all.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's a lot of locker rooms in this league right now that are not looking good.
Good in which
Which honestly probably sucks for Vegas. A lot of
oh my
bets probably
gosh.
not doing
Oh
so well because of that.
yeah. Oh, I bet.
Didn't you have an experience? You know,
Oh,
you
you want
did
to talk
some
about
bets recently.
betting?
Your first
You
bets.
want to
Yeah,
talk
yeah, yeah.
about betting, man?
Let it be
All
known
right,
we're
here.
all over the legal age
Let
to
me pull them up real quick, only because of how like
Yeah.
disappointing they've been. All right.
yeah, we're all
So, all right, I want to point out my first bet was $20, right? First bet was $20, right? And it was
Yeah,
my
that's
first one
solid. You know,
ever.
nothing crazy.
And it was for so I put in $20, and if it landed, I would have gone 5.89 times the amount that I put in. So I put in $20 in I think it was supposed to be like 117, right? And like I had predicted that Kirk Cousins was going to get over 2 touchdowns. Justin Herbert was going to get over 2 passing touchdowns, keep in mind. Tua Tagovailoa was going to get over 2 passing touchdowns. And Josh Allen, right?
didn't Allen
When I put this bet in, I was for sure that if it didn't land, it was going to be because of Kirk Cousins. Okay, but that game ended up becoming a shootout, so I got it. Tua, 70-20. He got 4 passing touchdowns too. Josh Allen on a 37-3 win only got 1 passing touchdown. Just want to put that out. They had 37 points and only one of them was a passing touchdown. That seems crazy to me in my opinion. But anyway,
It is kind of crazy.
moving on. Then I had another bet, right? This one I didn't expect to land. It was whatever. T. Higgins was a part of it. It doesn't land. Whatever. It's only $5. The next one also, bro. This one hurt me. This one really hurt me. This one hurt me a lot. So it was $5 for a 7.93 times outcome, right? I was supposed to end up getting like 89, right? It was for $5. I had Amon-Ra getting a touchdown, right? I had Anders Carlson making 2 field goals, and then I had Jordan Love getting over 16.5 rushing yards because the past 2 or 3 games he got over 16.5 rushing
didn't he have
yards.
like
In fact,
negative rushing yards?
He had -2 rushing yards. That's crazy to me. And I was like, oh, he's gonna scramble so much in this game. He's going against Detroit. He's going against Detroit. He's gonna scramble. Guess what he didn't do at all?
Scramble.
In fact, he got sacked on the scrambles.
I remember.
And the worst part is though, he had a rushing touchdown, which got him 9 yards, which means that he ended up having to go back another 11.
I mean, that's not like the worst bet, though.
I wonder if sacks count against his rushing yards.
I feel like
I don't think so. I think it's like once he starts rushing, then it's once he gets hit, type of thing. Because I feel like he got sacked a couple times in that game, especially like in that first half, because they didn't put up any points in like the first half, like at all. In fact, I think they went like 3 and out a couple times. So it was kind of rough.
Definitely, yeah.
Overall.
I was trying to see
so,
that game was pretty rough for them.
No, that game was definitely rough.
That one week in the league where someone was like, guys, do this bet. It does this much money. All these quarterbacks need a touchdown, and it'll work. It was like Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. I forgot who the last one was.
Oh, yeah. No, it was Hunter, right?
Yeah, but it was like I forgot who the last.
Yeah, it
was.
Was an anytime touchdown.
The last touchdown.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a rushing touchdown.
Anytime rushing.
Anytime rushing, yeah. It was
Jalen
Hurts.
Okay,
so
it was Kirk Cousins. I'm pretty sure.
No, it's just an anytime touchdown, but how anytime touchdowns work, it has to be a receiving or rushing touchdown.
Yeah, so
and it's a quarterback, so of course, for them, it had to be.
So the quarterback had to score
almost hit.
Does anyone have like that saved? I thought it was Kirk Cousins that he had for that, which I thought was really funny because like Kirk Cousins is not gonna get a rushing touchdown.
But he didn't realize that though. Like he didn't know.
That's why it was really funny.
And you wouldn't. I thought it was funny how it was Patrick Mahomes that didn't land it.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Kirk Cousins then because it was.
No, Patrick Mahomes is the one that didn't.
I know, but it wasn't Kirk Cousins. It was 4 people, but it wasn't Kirk Cousins that was on it. Kirk Cousins wasn't on it.
It was Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen,
and someone else. But I don't remember who the 4th person was. But I can't go back because there's been so much conversation now. I could try to go back, but
it would take too long.
Let me see. Let me see if I can.
I remember when he posted it on his story. Let's see here. Maybe he posted it in like the.
I got it. Lamar Jackson. It was Hurts, Jackson, Allen, Mahomes, and Mahomes was the one who missed, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, no, that's actually kind of funny to me, and that was for a $700 outcome.
$10, $700, yeah.
Or $10 for $700, which would have been crazy. And the fact that it was only Mahomes, and they won that game too by kind of a lot. No,
Chicago.
what was the
Against
score?
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That
So
was
like
the.
in his head, like I thought that was gonna be one of the definite ones. I'm not gonna lie. But that's the way the cookie crumbles.
It
That's how
is.
these. You know, but this week, bet on Nakua. Place your bets on Nakua,
For
people.
what?
All right,
You can't just say bet on Nakua and not say for what.
he's gonna get a touchdown this week.
Okay. Because you can't just say bet on Nakua but
I
not
bet.
explain what to bet on.
And when you lose your money, it's not my fault because you put the bet in, not me. Just want to put that out there. Also,
You
guys,
know, smart man.
I'm just saying. I have a high feeling Garrett Wilson this week is going to pop off. They're going against the Broncos, and if Zach Wilson keeps up what he just did last week, I feel like Garrett Wilson this week's going to boom. So I don't know if you want to place your bets on there. Also, Brees Hall, he just came off the snap count.
Yeah,
So
I saw that actually.
Yeah, so meaning he's going to
Speaking
boom.
of him coming off the snap count, is that somebody we want to trade for in fantasy? Fantasy
Brees
wise,
Hall?
like, do we want to trade
I
for
mean,
Brees Hall?
okay, looking at the PPR in the league that we're at, I haven't pulled it up right here. Looking at his sort of let's look at his record so far, his points. He's gotten 9, 3, 0.9, and 15.
Yeah.
So
Oh
he's
yeah,
got,
no,
a high raise.
he's been bad.
And then he's kind of
No.
dropped off the last few. Picked it
Yeah,
up
well,
against the Chiefs, but I think if any time
I'm not going to.
like I don't know because it's hard if he performs well against Denver, which is pretty likely considering
Denver.
Yeah,
Denver's.
Denver.
It's gonna be harder to trade for him, but maybe go for
I'm not
it.
gonna lie, Denver
I-
might go 0-17.
I'm
They
not
won
going to lie.
last
If
week,
you,
Bobby.
might.
They won. They won
They
against the
did?
Bears.
Oh yeah.
The Bears
Yeah.
might go 0
Oh yeah.
17. The Panthers might go 0 17. Hopefully not.
I'm just saying that if you did want to trade for Brees Hall, before Sunday would be the time to do it. He just came off the snap count, so therefore this week he's unlimited. He like they already said he's gonna have a high workload this week, type of thing. I mean, guaranteed doesn't mean he's guaranteed to do good or anything like that. But I feel like now would be the time. Overall, like I was watching the game against the Chiefs. He broke away so many times. Like they just threw it out to the side. He was like gone type of thing. And I'm just saying like overall type of thing. I'm like I have high hopes for him. Now I'm personally not going to trade for him myself because I have Kenneth Walker and Etienne, and those are two guys I can rely on. And don't get me wrong, I love Brees Hall, but I don't think his performance this season is guaranteed. Overall.
That's fair.
But I do think that if you don't have a great running back right now, so maybe you, Joe, honestly, I feel like he is somebody to look into.
Josh Jacobs' redemption. I saw an interesting stat. It was the same thing as last season. First 3 games, Josh Jacobs did not perform well.
Okay,
From the week 4 on, top 3 running back fantasy.
fair enough.
So I think if
Bro,
history
why
repeats
do you think I
itself-
wanted to trade for him so bad?
Yeah, but you tried to give me
I
Bobby. The thing that got me was the fact you were trying to give me Courtland Sutton for Keenan Allen. That's what got me. You tried to give me a guy
that was the beginning of the season though. That was...
but then you later dropped Courtland Sutton and tried to tell me that he was him. You tried to say Courtland Sutton is the guy, and you proceeded to drop him for Keenan Allen. No.
I remember that. To be fair, Courtland Sutton last year didn't even do that bad.
Hold on. Let me defend myself here because at the beginning of the season, I was kind of high on Courtland Sutton because I just felt like Jerry Jeudy was injured. So Courtland Sutton, the ball had to go somewhere. And to be honest, Courtland Sutton has gotten targets because he's not been playing. He has had multiple drops in some games, and I mean he got a touchdown.
That's true. He got a touchdown.
But honestly, he hasn't been that horrible.
All right.
So, anyways, who else is like another player that we kind of feel should be sold or be bought at this moment?
At this moment, honestly, Bobby, I'm gonna keep it real. Maybe you could look into selling Aaron Jones.
I think personally.
See, I was thinking about that.
I think
See,
if anybody was
maybe
to pick up, it would be like Amari Cooper. I don't know, the 1 week that because he got 2.6 points last week.
Yeah,
And
that's a good take.
He's also on a bye this week,
Mhm.
so it's like
Yeah, that's a good take
Deshaun-
actually.
but
Another player who I have that I'm like, well, I'm not gonna trade this week, but like if he does good this week, I would trade is Brian Robinson.
who's Who's he going against this week?
I'm not 100% sure. Give me a second. I'll open it up for you boys.
I can check real quick for you. I got you.
Okay,
We
bet.
got
All I know is that he's ranked number 8 running back right
Chicago.
now.
Okay, yeah, Chicago.
Oh yeah, he's number 8 running back right now, and I think his worst game so far was 7 points.
Yes, his worst game was 7 points, and that was against Buffalo, who.
And just about any other game, he scored like his highest game was 28, and there's been a couple games where he's gone like 13,
29. Well, 28.9. That's 29.
Yeah.
If you round up, I know it doesn't round up, but 7,
Yeah.
and then he had 13 last week. So
exactly
consistent on 13.
So fairly consistent, and he's ranked number 8 running back right now. So I feel like his sell high mark right now would be like pretty high, especially if he does pretty good this week. And since I have Kenneth Walker and Etienne type of thing, he's not a player that like I really feel like I need 100% hold on to. You know?
I mean, also considering the other running, you don't have a lot of other. You have 3 running backs on your roster. So like
basically,
come bye week 14.
Yeah, I have like 7.
Yeah,
and this is Kenneth Walker's bye week right now. So that's why I'm like that's the only thing. I don't know when is Jacksonville's bye week.
Jacksonville is 9, week 9.
Shoot. Okay. So I don't know if I want to wait that long before I sell him type of thing. Yeah, he's been doing good type of thing, but I feel like if I do like him mixed with someone else, I can get me a top tier player. You feel me?
If there is a time to sell him, it would be after the Chicago game if he does well.
Probably. If he does well. If he does well.
I think on like a person on my team, it's something I'm trying to sell. I don't know. Maybe Chris Godwin. I would say if anything, it would be Chris Godwin or it would be hard, but Jahmyr Gibbs. If he doesn't get those.
Gibbs.
That's the thing. I'm worried that if I do sell him, right, towards the end of the season, they're gonna be like, okay, Gibbs, take the wheel, and it's gonna be like, oh, there goes all my points. I'm gonna lose to Jahmyr Gibbs now.
Yeah, I feel like he's still transitioning type of thing, and right now they have Montgomery who has been playing very well, but overall,
the thing is with a running back is.
Transition.
I feel like running backs, when you go into the NFL, you're either good or you're not. There's not really like a developmental period for running backs, unlike other positions. Like when you draft a running back, you don't draft a developmental running back. You draft them because you know they're going to be good.
I mean, that's
or
even
like they bust.
Undrafted
You know what I mean?
players. You have players who would do well, like what was it, James Robinson, Phillip Lindsay, Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, exactly.
Those 3 players did so good. They had a season where they did amazing, fantastic. Instantly got replaced. We got Eckler from Gordon. Lindsay got replaced by did Lindsay get replaced by Melvin Gordon actually? I think he did. I think Lindsay got replaced by somebody. I think it was
maybe
Melvin Gordon. Came in.
I know James Conner's on the Cardinals now. And I know Phil Lindsay did go there. But as far as the Broncos,
he got picked up by the Broncos, undrafted. He did pretty well there.
Yeah.
And then he got replaced by Melvin Gordon, who got replaced by Austin Eckler. And then James Robinson was like a hidden gem at Jacksonville, but then proceeded to get replaced by
Leonard Fournette.
No, I think he came in to replace Leonard Fournette. He got replaced by Etienne.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, Leonard Fournette. Then he replaced by James Robinson. They got replaced by Etienne.
That's someone I was hoping so bad that the Panthers signed in the offseason. I was like, please go out and get James Robinson. I'm huge on James Robinson.
Yeah,
and then it was like,
I love James Robinson too. Yeah. But you know, I just got like a notification of lineups: Orlando versus Nashville. Okay. Kind of pivoting here from football from the NFL, but to MLS here for any of you guys that watch soccer or MLS. We are me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Orlando City is our team. Our favorite team.
Joe, he's a little
Ghostly.
sometimes. Orlando. All
right, good. Fair enough. All right, you have to support the number 2 team.
A Carolina boy. Orlando will have it first for soccer, for at least American soccer.
There you go.
All right, Bobby, you want to read out the lineups, or?
Good man.
I don't know if these people are like too into it, but
sure.
just read it for us.
By the way, there are other games going on, which we can read out the scores in just a minute. But anyways, if we go to the lineups here first, we have for Orlando, we have Gallese in goal, and just the normal back line: Santos, Janssen, Schlegel, Smith. Oh, Smith actually starting.
Instead of
Thoralson, yeah. And then we have Cartagena and Araujo in the defensive mid. Then we have Ojeda on the left with Padilla and Torres on our midfield, and we have Duncan starting up top. Duncan McGuire.
So Angulo on the bench.
Yeah, I think Angulo.
Angulo on the bench.
Thoralson on the bench. Felipe and
Antonio Carlos on the bench, so he's back.
Okay.
Which is nice.
Again, you look at the Nashville lineup. I mean, they have the reigning MVP. Mukhtar.
Okay.
But like
Okay.
but
Dude,
like
they're playing a 3-5-2.
I don't know.
That is
Teams at 3 backs
quite the formation.
are just very like iffy sometimes. They're either rock
It doesn't
defense.
play like a 3-back though.
That's fair. I don't know. I see them winning this game with that lineup. Considering, I mean, hold up, they should win this game.
You're still on
If
that?
we want to,
Yes, I'm still on that.
9 points behind first place Cincinnati.
What are y'all even?
If we want to make a higher push for first place, we need to win this game. We need to win everything we can. And
I don't think we can win first place.
can we?
I thought it was clinched.
Oh, I
No, we
didn't-
can't.
I didn't
No,
see
supporters
yeah.
get clinched.
I didn't.
But
see-
I feel like-
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we do.
Well,
The
we
thing is
still
that
want
New
to
England's a game down.
No, yeah, true. But like we want to keep that. We want to keep our second place because then we play.
Yeah, so
we
we got home
who
field.
we
Yeah,
play,
exactly.
We win. We get what? NYFC. Or who do we
Which
play?
did beat us. To be fair.
No, we would get Montreal,
Alright,
right?
yeah.
Doesn't first place get a bye or no?
First place? No, first place.
First place. No.
No, they don't get a bye anymore.
So there's the playoffs. There's like 8 and 9 have like a playoff.
Okay, so
Like,
we would get either
like
NYC
play-in
or
type thing?
Montreal,
Yeah.
and either we would get
No,
should
we
get
did Nashville.
My bad. I was thinking. I don't know.
Honestly, it's kind of sucks, bro, because the entire East is like kind of good. We're just playing for the home field at this point. Like, because like if we have to, we'd be playing the 7th place, but if we have to go against Atlanta, Nashville, Columbus, or even
But
Philly,
it's also 2 out of 3,
yeah, it is 2 out of 3.
which is interesting. That's the first time they've done
Yeah.
that, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how does it work?
Which-
Is it like home away home
I think it's
for us?
home.
Because
I
we
think
need like
I think the
or is it
higher
home
the
and
higher
home?
one does get home, and then they go away, or it might
Okay,
be away.
and then if they
home,
go to
Yeah,
the
and then
third game.
if it,
or it might be away first and then home. If that it might do that as well. Either way, I'm not too sure.
I'm not
I'm not
sure.
too sure. I would assume it would be home.
I
away,
honestly
but-
kind of hope we get third just so we could play Atlanta. If I'm being honest,
first.
I mean, looking at the last time we played
I'd rather play Atlanta than Nashville.
Honestly, I'd rather
We
play
beat
Nashville
Atlanta.
because they haven't been looking as good lately. Like Nashville was second.
I know,
like,
but-
if you look how far they've dropped,
Yeah, Nashville did have a
Correct,
big
yes.
drop. Like I think
Yeah,
they
no,
came
Nashville's
into the
dropped.
season being one of the guys they thought were gonna be the win.
Yeah,
one of
well,
their top-
yeah,
we'll see
And
how
then they
this
went to the
game
Leagues Cup
goes.
Final. Yeah. So overall, I mean, and then we know New England's down.
I mean, all that matters is that we are not going to have to face Miami in the playoffs, and we
I mean,
Oh God, Inter Messi.
Inter Messi in the playoffs, and
I mean,
the old Barcelona, old Barcelona 2 in
no.
Inter Miami.
I'm gonna keep it at a standpoint. But you go first, Bob. You go first. I feel like we're gonna. Say
I was
the
just
same
gonna say that Miami really are only 4 points away from playoffs at the moment,
But they're without Messi.
with 2 games in hand. They are, and it's a possible tear.
I don't know because like
I heard.
looking at the matches that they have left to play: Chicago, Cincinnati, and 2 games against Charlotte. So we can.
Yeah.
I don't
Interesting.
see them coming out of that Cincinnati game with a win. Potentially with.
So here's the thing.
Well, Cincinnati just clinched first. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
see them starting Acosta and like. I mean, they might start Acosta, but I don't see them starting like all their big names. You
I
know,
know, but-
like not everybody. You know, so it's like logistically
Mhm.
speaking, they don't need that win. They got the supporter shield already. They got first place in the Eastern table, so it's like they got everything they need. They
Yeah,
don't
they're not
need-
gonna keep starting him.
They'll probably just bench
They're
them,
gonna
let
try
them
and keep
play
him
for a little
healthy.
bit, just to like keep them in rhythm. But like overall, I could definitely like
Mm-hmm.
Messi. They already beat them too.
I
you
don't
know?
know. I just I'm not.
And Messi is Messi
Here's the
out
thing.
like the rest of the season,
Yes,
or like
it's a pretty bad injury. It's gonna be
Oh,
a
for
little
real?
bit until we see him back. Yeah.
or like not even playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. I mean, I can look real quick. Let me see.
Like I heard it was bad, but I thought it was like a muscle tear type of thing, which could just be like a 2 week.
So while Joe's looking for that, currently Montreal's losing 1-0 to Houston. If that result holds, Miami will have only played 30 games, while Montreal has played 32, and Montreal's in ninth place, by the way.
Yeah.
And Miami's at 33 points to Montreal's 37. If that game holds,
Yeah.
so with the 2 games in hand, Miami could jump them in the table and be tied with NYCFC for 8th. for 9th and 8th place.
Yeah.
So it really is realistic that they could make playoffs.
Oh.
It's not too far fetched to say.
I don't
No,
know.
not at all. It really just also depends on DC and Red Bulls. Like if they win type of thing.
Yeah, of course.
Well, not Red Bulls, just actually no Red Bulls too, but like because
Again, they played 32 games to Miami's only 30.
yeah,
So
exactly.
they have two games
think,
in hand on all those teams there.
Yeah, and Miami also does play tonight at 8:30, against Chicago. So it's like
hate those guys.
Yeah, on baby Shaqiri and stuff like that. So that's actually a really important game for Miami. I'm not gonna lie, because Chicago.
Very,
yeah, very. So
pretty much every game.
Yeah.
Is a must win for Miami.
I feel like if they lose tonight, they're done though. They're done. Like not
I don't
officially.
know if I'd say they're done.
Not officially, but I feel like they got nothing.
Yeah, I'd say they can afford to drop points in only one game. Other than that, they have to win pretty much every game. And if they drop points in one, then it's not even up to them. But if they win every game, they can make playoffs. Like
exactly.
As long as they win every single game.
And
my thing is that if they tie tonight, then they have to beat Cincinnati. Have to.
Oh, they have to. Yeah, 100%.
And then Charlotte twice. It's everything. They're very fortunate that the team that they are playing twice is Charlotte, because that's a team that they're competing against right now for playoffs type of thing. It's not, in that regard.
Charlotte's currently winning though against. Never mind. It's Toronto.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's
so that doesn't do anything. And who does So who's Red Bulls currently playing?
Red Bull are playing Cincinnati. They're winning 2-0. Cincinnati does not look like they're starting any, like, Acosta's not playing, Vasquez isn't playing.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about
Which is like what we expect them to do, which is like exactly what I expected to do against Miami as well, which is why I could see Miami winning.
Yeah.
Overall.
I mean,
that's just my take.
It's just iffy. I don't know. Maybe it's my sort of despise of like the idea of Miami bringing in all these players, like big players that's making me want to be like, no, they're gonna miss out on playoffs. Orlando on top. That's what kind of gets me. I think that's why I'm like,
I don't want them to make playoffs. I really don't.
I don't want them to make playoffs either. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't like. Don't get me wrong though. Even without Messi though, they have shown that they can compete. Look what they did against Orlando City.
Done a lot better.
We tied. We're second place in the East, and we tied Miami, for example. They didn't even have Messi, Busquets, or Alba against Orlando. And Orlando City has beaten FC Cincinnati, St. Louis, and basically almost every team that's at the top right now, they've beaten. So it's like, and they didn't have their shiny toys.
I mean, I can't even say that even with that game against Miami, Orlando, the draw, it was pretty even stats wise, 51-49 ball position.
Yeah, exactly. Like
shots on target, like 6-5.
I remember being at that game type of thing. For example, like I'm not even gonna lie, being at that game, there was a lot of moments where it almost felt like we were outplayed.
That's fair. I mean, if they play like that, then yeah, they're probably gonna make it. I don't know. I'm just
like. Don't get me wrong. I feel like we had the better opportunities, like the opportunities that we did have. Like for example, Angulo missing that way open 1-on-1.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Type of thing. So like just for like those examples type of thing, but they also had like a lot of like open free headers type of thing here, right? I gotta say, and like a bunch of opportunities that they could have had.
Yeah.
Overall.
Gotta say, Garriese. All hail Garriese.
He's gonna go. Especially beginning of the season. I'm not gonna lie. When we were still figuring things out.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, he saved us so much.
He saved us so much.
We turned out all.
Yeah.
How many players do we have that are?
And Janssen's been one of the best center backs.
I think right now all we have is
MLS.
Angulo.
You sure? I thought we had more.
What are you talking?
People who are on loan.
Yeah, people like type of thing.
I
know Angulo.
I don't know.
And I know he's like the biggest one that we have on loan.
Was it? I think
yeah, for sure.
I think Felipe. No, he's not there.
It
was somebody else big. Another big person was on loan.
Enrique, maybe.
I don't
No,
remember.
I don't think so.
It was somebody big. I was like, oh, he's on loan. That's surprising. That's what. Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. But
Facundo.
I remembered he was gonna.
No.
He was gonna go to Arsenal. I was so excited.
Oh, Santos. Oh, Cartagena.
That's who it was. Cartagena. Yeah, he's on loan.
Yeah, he's on loan.
Until December.
Let's find out.
2023.
Oh wow.
From a team in the Emirates.
December 30. Yeah, same with Angulo. They
not
both
good.
end this.
That's the
Yeah,
thing, though, like,
Cartagena's been amazing.
I think that if we were to win or even go far in playoffs, it makes it more likely that we can get another big name, a big star to come
I agree.
to Orlando.
Yeah, because if we make playoffs,
I agree.
what?
Because we hear a bunch, it's like, especially with Miami, all these rumors, it's like Modric to Miami, Griezmann to Miami, people, they were saying Ramos,
That's crazy.
stuff like that. Those like big players want to go to Miami because of Messi, following Messi. And it's like, what was it before? One of the two teams Ronaldo had was Kansas City and Al Nassr, which would have been funny. Ronaldo in Kansas of all places. So it's like,
Yeah.
if we
No,
can
I can't see that.
sort of appeal to a big star, I feel like we would do even better. Like,
Maybe Griezmann.
Yeah,
if
I agree.
Griezmann went to Orlando,
Listen, I'm just saying
I
he's
think
shown
that'd be
interest in the
great.
MLS and said that he even wants to follow Messi's footsteps to go to the MLS.
I would be
Didn't
so,
say that he wanted to go to Miami.
especially like, I don't know, from a player point, like Griezmann was like idol, who I wanted to be like. So if he comes to Orlando, oh my gosh, that's gonna be
Yeah, that'd be so
a
sick.
Griezmann jersey, season ticket. I do not care.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We love Griezmann.
Ideally,
For sure.
what are a few guys you guys would like to see? Just players in general come to MLS, and what they would to impact.
Who would I like to see?
Hey, you don't have your computer?
Definitely Griezmann.
I would like to see a bit.
Griezmann.
Yeah, definitely Griezmann is a big one. I would like to see a few more like younger players, like not like super young, because obviously like Europe is still like where
Yeah.
everybody wants to go,
True.
but like not people that are way past their prime, like in their 30s. You know what I mean? Like somebody like maybe like Marquinhos. He's kind of getting up there in age, but he's still in his prime,
He's still kicking.
and he's still very good.
The PSG result today and his impact on that kind of begs to differ. But we can go into that a little later.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean they got thrashed.
Other than that-
4-1 against Newcastle.
Yeah, I don't. It's just. I think other than Griezmann, another person I really want to see, like Europe-wise, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's me being crazy, or maybe like the Arsenal fan in me. I feel like a Lacazette could be pretty cool. Maybe in a
That could be cool.
Maybe in a Aubameyang later down the line when he's
That would be cool.
like last
Yeah.
year coming to there. Even like, because you saw players like
Yeah.
Zlatan, they played what 1 or 2 seasons, and they were like, whoa.
Zlatan went back to AC
Yeah.
Milan.
Last time went crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
And like I also think it's
Yeah.
even like bringing in older players. Bobby's talking about the younger players. I think it's really cool to see like a bunch of the young players developing now in MLS and then going off. Like you had what? Like recently, who was it? I can't remember recently. I know what Brandon Vasquez from Cincinnati was rumored to go to like Gladbach for a while. They shut that down because Cincinnati's doing so well, but they're saying he could probably be on the move this summer after playoffs. Players like that, just being interested in that.
Who was it that the Cincinnati
Oh, Solina.
They just sold
Gaga
somebody.
Solina. It was a goalkeeper,
Yeah.
a young one. He picked. Well, for now, he picked USA over Poland.
You know what? Berkey coming to MLS is really cool as well,
That
though.
was true. I remember. Berkey used to be solid on FIFA.
Yeah. Now who's he playing for? Is he playing for St. Louis?
Yeah, St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis.
He was the
Yeah.
been doing good,
He's been
actually.
amazing too. Yeah, he's been doing amazing.
In fact, talking about St. Louis in general type of thing, they're just coming into the league type of thing, and they're already first in the West.
That's very impressive.
Yeah,
Very
crazy.
impressive.
The West
most-
is very weak, though. I will say.
Yeah, no, the West is definitely very weak, but still, for like a very brand new team, this is the most wins for any new team.
Oh
Yeah, this is crazy. It's a crazy
I mean,
season.
yeah, no, it is
Very
definitely crazy. I just think it's interesting because like in the East, you have so many teams already like they're already like clinching their spots in the playoffs, and then you come into the West and it's like
Yeah.
I think St. Louis is the only team to have like 100% a spot. Everybody else between 9th place and 2nd place, there's a difference of 6 points.
I could do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it is crazy.
2 wins and they could be in.
I just find it what I find funny is that like looking at the supporter shield, like I don't know if you guys have like taken a look or not, but it goes Cincinnati, St. Louis, right? And then the next West team is 8th.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so it goes from 2 to 8. And then they just got there. They jumped up 4 places,
There's a
actually.
clear
So originally it was 2 to 9.
Yeah, there's a clear difference in quality between the East and the West.
Oh no, definitely. The East right now is definitely overtaken.
Oh,
But
by the
like,
way, Columbus just scored against New England.
oh
Pretty
for
big.
real, that
Yeah,
that's good. We need New England to low
that's
key be
big for
losing.
us, like Orlando City fans. So we want kind of. Well, actually, I don't know.
I mean,
We
that
kind of
puts
want New
Columbus
England to
into
lose.
third and New England into fifth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, because
I
if
guess
New
it's kind
England
of good.
loses and then we win, then like we've lost the reach of New England pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do we want
Here,
to?
guys, I'll be right back.
Okay. Some
All right,
technical
no
difficulty.
problem.
So that's just me and Bobby there. Well, I don't. Where do you want to go with this, Bobby?
All good.
We can go. You want to go to Europe? You
So I'm
want to
thinking,
stick in US?
man. I mean, I feel like we've talked a lot about the MLS. Let's talk about some Europe games.
Europe
Let's talk
soccer?
about
Okay.
let's just start off with PSG.
PS. Oh,
Like
going straight
the state that they're
championship.
in. Everybody wants to leave. On top of them getting thrashed today, they're not in a good spot
I think what
at
was
all. I don't
surprising
think.
today, especially, was that it was Newcastle, a team that has not had Champions League in what was it 20? Was it 20 years? It was a really long
No,
time,
so long,
and they got
so
smacked
long. And
four
a few
one.
years ago, they were in the championship.
Yes, 4-1. A goal from Almiron, former MLS player. Dan Byrne, who 10 years ago was playing non-league. Sean Longstaff, an academy product, and Fabian Schär. I heard the Schär goal was like
All right, guys.
absolute banger of a goal, and it is just kind of surprising considering
Really?
like the one goal that PSG got was from Lucas Hernandez, who like considering the quality you have like the back line, you have Donnarumma, one of the best young goalies, Hakimi, one of the standouts of the World Cup, Hernandez, who was good at Bayern, Skriniar, who was good at Inter Milan, Marquinhos, who's been known to be like that guy, the defender. You have Zaire Emery, I think what 17 years old, and they're like, oh, this is next Zidane, next like French midfielder to do it. Kolo Muani came in for big money. Ramos came in for big money. Dembele for big money. Ugarte for big money. And then they just go and lose to a team that like Newcastle, who I guess it was maybe you could chalk it up to them being it's at home and to Newcastle. They have the atmosphere. They have the fans. There's that sort of aspect, but considering the amount of money that you've spent, you can't really like. You have to if you put in this much money, you have to perform right now. And then,
If I may ask, because I did go away for a little bit, I just want to like pick up like exactly what the topic is right now.
so right now we're just talking about just we went from sort of kept in the soccer realm. We're going to
Yeah.
the Europe side, starting with the PSG Champions League, pretty much starting with PSG's shocking result today.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I'm gonna keep it 100% real. I feel like there was a lot of shocking results, right?
Oh,
You know, you have Man U and whatever Galatasaray or whatever, and then you have Arsenal and Lens.
yes.
You know, now don't get me wrong. Don't push panic buttons.
Oh,
You know that type of thing. Maybe Man U only because like they've known to be like a little shaky, but on Arsenal, I say don't push any panic buttons. You know, I feel like they'll still be fine. You know, it's just the first games and everything like that.
Definitely.
I'm also going to keep it real. I don't follow European soccer as much, right?
Yeah.
I like my American stuff. Put it simple. Okay. On top of that, I don't know. It's something about European soccer where it's like it almost feels like a lot of the years, and like last year was a little different because of the Arsenal race type of thing. So I kept up with it a little bit with Man City catching up type of thing. So I kept up with that. But like overall, I feel like it's always the same 5 teams that end up at the top.
Definitely.
5-6 teams.
Yeah.
You know? So like because of that,
It's hard to get into, honestly, from afar.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind the relegation system, but I feel like it's almost used a little wrong here, simply because of the fact that the bottom, like, it's always the same bottom 6 teams, and it's always by a long shot. Like the top team will be almost pushing 100 points, whereas the bottom team's pushing like 40.
I mean,
sometimes, which is insane. Not even close in the ballroom. Whereas you don't see that as much in like in MLS right now, and I think it's due to the relegation system.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like relegation sort of gives us that to have the relegation gives us shocking teams. Like you have Luton Town, who a few seasons ago were playing like 5th Division England, and now they're there, have one of the weirdest Premier League stadiums, and yeah, they're not doing too good. I think they have 1 win, 1 draw, and like the rest have been losses. But then also look at Burnley, the same exact thing, a team who got over 100 points in the championship, coming in. I think they got their first win today against Luton Town, so it's like You get surprised.
I mean, Town right now is in 17th. They have 7 points. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, 4 points. 4 points. 1 win, 1 tie.
Yeah, no, it's
5 losses.
shocking there. But like,
I don't know. The Premier League is fun, but I do agree with what you said. The top 4 teams is Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool. Then we have Aston Villa, Brighton, and West Ham.
Same teams.
But those top 4, it's the same teams that I think I've seen there since I've been born.
Yeah.
The same teams.
And I feel like
And
like
Man
don't get me wrong.
United is out of place right now in 10th, but they at the end of the season, I guarantee you they'll be in the top 7.
Anyways,
Yeah,
So-
same with Chelsea.
so anyway, my freak. All right, so I'm trying to think because like okay, so
There's no way.
my point being is that like
yeah,
I forgot the point. Anyway, you guys get the point, okay? So it's just a crazy like from a competitive standpoint type of thing. Like it's fun watching.
It's never
the team.
competitive.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun watching the teams because you get to see like some of the great. You get to see Erling Haaland play, that type of thing. It's like you get to see like the high level, that type of thing. But you don't see them play other high level unless they play another high level, which doesn't happen a lot. Like I feel like the MLS, literally anything could happen. Like it could be FC Cincinnati versus Toronto, and the game could still go either way. Simply because like I feel like not all the teams aren't 100% out of reach.
The gap's a lot closer. The gap's a lot closer. A big issue with the Premier League and those type of leagues. There's no like salary cap. Big teams like Man City, oil money.
Yeah.
You can just go ahead and buy whoever you want. While other like teams that don't have that money, they're just kind of screwed. They're left out to dry, which is something in American sports that you don't see because we have salary caps in all of our leagues. You have to be under a certain amount of money. You can't pay players a certain amount. If you do pay a player a lot, that's going to damage the rest of your team. You know what I mean? So it's like a balance to it that you don't get over there, which I think is big for me personally, and I'm sure a lot of other Americans why the Premier League is so hard to get into. Not only that, at least here where we are, you have to wake up at like 6 o'clock sometimes to watch some of these games. You don't really get that same atmosphere because you can't talk to people or you can't like go to the games unless you're flying to England, So
Yeah.
it's a lot harder to get into.
I think I'm the resident European soccer. What's the word? Information here. Like financial fair play does exist.
No, it's not.
You do see teams getting knocked off for doing things that like too much money. So there is that aspect with the argument of like, oh, there's no salary cap. Financial fair play does exist.
I just feel like it's like a slap on the wrist, though. I mean, it doesn't really.
It differs from team to team. I do have to admit. But then also the idea that you're saying it's not as like competitive compared to like not competitive, but like it's predictable. I feel like what you guys are saying. With like MLS, you have like a team at the top lose to a team at the bottom out of nowhere. But then you have like all that. But then you look at like there was a triangle recently. It was where was it? I forgot where it was. Which team was it? It was Newcastle slapped Aston Villa 5-1. Aston Villa then goes on to within the last week. Yeah, the last match week they played, Brighton won 6-1. And then you look at Brighton played Newcastle, I think it was second week or third week, and you look at the result, it's 3-1. So there's that triangle of like, you don't really know. It could turn anything. It could be any sort of result. You could have,
Yeah, but by the end of the season, the results are the same. So that's like kind of the.
Actually, but look at last season's table. Last season's table,
I mean,
you had
Man City still won.
Yes, but you have teams Newcastle, Brighton, Aston Villa, three teams who before in the league in the year before they were 9th place Brighton, 11th place Newcastle, 14th place Aston Villa. Those three teams turned it around and made European football this season.
Yeah, no, and I get that, but I just feel like okay. So my take is that like honestly, I feel like maybe I would like it more if they had like the playoff system, and that could just be the American in me, But the reason that I say that is because like at the end of every single season, it's the team on top, the same exact one. Like at the beginning of the season, I know who won it. Like I know which top 3 teams it's gonna be, and and like I feel like the last team that really surprised me that actually won it was probably like Leicester.
Leicester, yeah,
Exactly.
Leicester.
Yeah, just to be real, And
And
in that regard.
about that, I don't know how the financial fair play works, but I just got some here for you. We have, of course, Luton Town coming from the championship. They spent 22.75 million, while Chelsea spent $462.1 million in the transfer window. That is ridiculous. Like that gap right there is ridiculous. You will never see that. That's just not possible in any other,
How
at
much
least
did Man
American
City spend?
sports. It's
But that also goes
Man
back
City
to
spent 241
Yeah.
that goes back to
million.
one, owners, investors, and sponsorships. Of
Exactly.
course, Luton Town isn't
That's
gonna
like
have
the
that.
issue. Like you shouldn't be able to spend that. Like that's a big problem with like the relegation and promotion thing is that yeah, it's cool to see new teams come in every season, right?
They
But
get knocked out.
it's those same teams that are just going to go right back down.
Yeah.
And occasionally you'll have a team. Sheffield, they survived a little bit. They had a nice season their first year back, but they were really never going to be competitive. You know what I mean? We had Leicester, but it's so hard for those teams. It's like you'll probably never see like teams like Chelsea, Man City. Like okay, for one, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool. I don't think we'll ever in our lifetime see them be in the championship. We'll never see them be a bad team.
Maybe,
Like we'll see them maybe finish mid-table,
maybe Chelsea.
but bad, no,
Maybe
never.
Chelsea.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
Chelsea.
But even still, yeah, they are pretty
Yeah.
atrocious. But
No, I don't disagree that
Really?
they can't spend a lot of money. I just think there has to be a cap to it, so that way the teams aren't like OP. You know,
yeah, there has to be a balance
like maybe
to it.
like one.
Like for example, the Patriots they had a dynasty for a long time, and now they're bad. You know what I mean? Like they
cap does.
if you spend a lot of money now, you can't spend that money later, type of thing. That's how the salary cap is. So, and I do know more about like the salary cap here in America. I don't really know how financial fair play works over there in Europe, but
Yeah, I also do
it's just
think it would
kind of
be,
like just looking at it.
I do think it would be like a little hard for them to implement something like that now, since they've already spent like 200 million on these like players and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no way to implement
It's
it. There's just
unrealistic
no
as
way.
of right now.
Yeah.
On top of that, if they did do that, there's a good chance that like the big teams that everyone follows would be relegated, and the league would probably lose a lot of money for that. So that's probably another reason why they feel they can't do it. You know, so I don't see them ever doing it.
Mhm.
I just feel like if it was something implemented maybe from the beginning, that the league would just simply just be a little better for personally my viewership. And obviously they're not going to listen to my viewership. Like who am I? I'm a little boy from Florida. You know, so it's,
Yeah.
it's whatever. Like I don't even live in the same continent. So it's like
It's just like comparing
Yeah.
comparing the two, because with like NFL, you don't have like sponsorships on jerseys. You don't have owners putting a bunch of money into players like other investors and all that. But that's the difference though, because you look at Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, they have kit sponsorships. They have bad like sleeve sponsorships. They have other sponsorships like hydration. You have like companies like Prime investing in there, being official partners. TV revenue from Premier League, player sales, stuff like that all come through, and it produce the money that can be spent. They're spending that money because they're able to produce the money. Compare that to like if it's like an academy. You have a player come through your academy you get him for free. You sell him for $100 million. You don't have that in the NFL. You don't have NFL academies to where it's like, oh, hey, we have this player, he's developing. Oh, sell him for $50 million. Add that to our thing. That's why, because you don't have the ability, that sort of the pre-existing sources of income to push that. That's why they're able to spend so much, because they make so much.
You want to watch everything, don't you?
There has to be a way to kind of regulate that in a way, though. Like for these lower teams to be able to compete. I mean, this is really at the moment not fair.
yeah, like my thing is that if a team is coming into the EPL, it's a huge accomplishment. But in reality, from the beginning of the season, they're not fighting to be at the top of the table. They're fighting to just not get relegated.
And that's they build off that. They have to like take a team like let's say Brighton. Brighton got into the Premier League.
I know.
Let me see. When did Brighton got in? 2016, 2017 is when they made it first year. And you look at like 2016, 2017, that year, that one year, 2016, 2017, they were.
You have to be
Where are they at? Oh, that never mind. I'm sorry. 2017, 2018, they were 15th place. So they almost did get relegated, but now look at them. They were able to build off that using their ideology as a club of bringing in players, selling them for high money. You have Caicedo, who sold her to Chelsea for, I think it was like 100 mil, maybe more.
Yeah, 100
Players
million.
like that. They bring in lesser known players, like Mitoma was a player no one heard of him, 25 years old, tore up the Premier League last season, tearing it up this season already. Tore up the World. I think he did pretty good in the World Cup as well. And it's just like that's I think just teams like that, if they're able to develop their players well, yes they can bring in. It's all about investing the money that they do have. Because like yes they can't go out and buy a Bellingham, who's worth over 200 mil, an Mbappe over 300 mil, Holland. But if they work in a way that's smart, they can invest in players that they can develop and later sell. Like all the other like Newcastle selling was who was that? Saint Maximin. Yes, it was to Saudi, but Saudi Arabia teams everyone's getting that bag there anyways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion. I
Can't really
understand the idea of like to American viewers, yeah, maybe, but I think if American viewers were to give it more of a shot, give it a little bit of time, maybe it could grow. I think that's like why like soccer's so lesser known, like isn't as watched as much here. It's because it's like whoa.
Yeah. No, I definitely see the point. I just feel like in a lot of teams, it would probably take a little too long for them to finally
It's on the couch.
develop up. And for right now, it's
I agree.
everything. Like for example, it's been this. It's like the top 6 teams, yeah, like the big 6, everything. They've been in the league for 200 years. Everything. They're not going anywhere. And there's been no team to really compete with that. You know, in that regard. No, I'm not gonna say that it isn't possible for another team to like randomly go up there. For example, like Newcastle, they could definitely be like maybe not this year, but like and give them a decade, 2 decades, they could be contenders. You know, but again, it's a decade or 2 decades. Whereas like in the MLS, for example, it's like Toronto was at the top literally like 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago. They were top. You know, now they're bottom. You know, it's always like cycling. You know, Orlando City hadn't made playoffs for the first time until like their 5th or 4th or 5th season. Now they made it the past 4 seasons. You know what I mean? So it's like in that regard type of thing. It's like I just feel like I just feel like going into the season, you don't know what's gonna happen, and because of it, it keeps me on my toes. Like looking at every single game. You know, like where's EPL? Like I eventually lost interest in a lot of it. Now I'm not gonna say that I'll never watch a game again because I do enjoy watching a lot of the Man United, Man City games because they are like high caliber players. Like when Man City and Man United face off, I do watch those games because they're top tier players, and those games are enjoying to watch. You know, you see good goals, you see good playmaking, you see a good defense, you see a lot of things. Where in the MLS, you don't see like that high of gameplay as much because it's just not there yet. Though the league is growing, it's just not there yet.
Yeah, hopefully one day we can get there.
Hopefully.
All right.
I mean,
Well, I think that's what we're gonna like wrap it up for now for this week. I feel like it was a good first episode. I hope all the new viewers. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So we'll see where this goes. I think next week we're gonna talk about some new things. We're gonna talk some more about fantasy football. That'll probably be a weekly thing. We have some of the topics that we want to do, guys. If you guys are interested, we are interested in doing some, let's say, our rookie rankings for the NFL. Our USA international players, if you're into soccer, what they're doing in their leagues, what's his name? Pulisic. He's at AC Milan. He's tearing it up over there. He's doing pretty good. So those are some things that we could talk about next week in future episodes, right? There is the turf field controversy. So there's a bunch of stuff that we want to talk about that we care to talk about, and so we'll probably be doing that in the next coming weeks. It'll be every Wednesday. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next one.
And well, I was gonna say something. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, of course.
And hey, maybe if
go ahead.
Viewers, if you think of some topic that you want us to talk about, don't be afraid. Reach out, comment, stuff like that.
We're only 3 guys.
Yeah, there's 3 of us.
Exactly.
So one of us is eventually gonna see comments and all that. Well, there's 4. No, there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting about Reese. There's 4 of us.
Also,
one of us.
I want to tell you guys now. I may or may not be here for the next episode.
Yeah, that's a recurring thing.
And we'll talk about that
We're
later.
gonna
We'll about that
alternate
later.
between who's here. Some weeks we'll
Yeah.
have 4.
Yeah.
Some weeks it'll be different combinations of the 3 of us. It's just however it turns out. Just
However it
wanted
turns
to see
out.
how this goes.
Yep, exactly.
Um,
Yep, it's still a work in progress.
Work in
There's going to be some bumps, some hiccups, but we're gonna try and figure it out and give you guys the best watching experience, the best listening. If you're going to be on Spotify and Apple Music, which we are trying to implement, so if that is something you guys were interested in, then
we got
you guys could do that. Yeah, for sure.
also we're gonna try to
For
do
sure.
like clips on like what is it? We're gonna try to find funny
TikTok.
maybe clips for TikTok in YouTube stuff like that. Gonna put clips there. So hopefully you just stick around with us. Go as we grow, as we learn. Hopefully you guys stick with us.
For sure, for sure.
I don't know if anyone else has anything.
Maybe we'll do some live podcasts, which would be pretty cool as well.
Maybe we'll branch out and play some games, some sports stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, who knows? So yeah, there's a lot of places this can go. And we're just gonna need your guys' help, your guys' like suggestions, whatever you guys want to see is what we will be able to provide for you. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode, and I think that's gonna do it.
All
Peace
right.
out.
Peace out.